Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel Schooling and Preaching by Asit Sadhu. At first, I am congratulating all my viewers and students and my friends. Now, I will discuss the Gita in the English language. Episode number 9. Mine. That is my account. 8 episodes have been done and now I am entering into the 9th episode. Here I shall illustrate the Sankhya joke which has been started already. Sankhya joke, a very knowledgeous and wise joke. Here the super knowledge of human beings and of this universe has been discussed thoroughly, but in a very systematic way, so that Arjuna can understand and so that we can understand. It is not only for Arjuna but also for all human beings. It's not a matter of a Hindu. It's a matter of all mankind. What Sri Krishna says in the Gita is for the whole mankind. Here there is no classification, there is no division of man. All total, humankind, human beings is included here. Now we can enter into the essence, that is the kernel, magnet of this episode, of this joke, that is Sankhya joke, 2nd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The essence of this Sankhya joke is that the body does not, the body dies one day, and the mind is also not permanent. The body and the mind expires at the same time, but the spirit is immortal. Spirit can never die. Spirit is immortal. Spirit is not damned by water, is not dried by the fire, and is not affected by any kind of external affairs. It has no start and it has no end. It is perpetual, it is everlasting. But the body dies one day. Spirit is tremendously vast. It is the universe, you can say. And we also take it as Parabrahma, as God, Sri Krishna, you can say. It is always the same and one. It is not distorted, it is not wasted by any kind of external activities. It cannot be observed, it only be felt. It cannot be touched by hand, by our skin. It only can be observed or perceived by super knowledge. Super knowledge, which can inculcate the body, and after the body we can touch the activities, the character of the spirit. The spirit is not. The spirit does not want any credit of his well-beings and does not get any depression with its other works. Spirit is all, and spirit is the man. The body is not the man. The mind is not the man. Because the mind always depresses. The mind always creates many things. The mind creates the past activities, the insults of the past, and it also proposes something of the future, which is not at all guaranteed. Future is only a mystery, and past is only history or story. But the present time is only the true and the correct in the true sense of the word. It is beyond knowledge. It is beyond the knowledge of human beings. Because human knowledge is so limited in this judgment. So there is spirit in every man. It is compared in this way that we put on clothes, but the clothes become torn and become old for some time, after some time, and then we discard the clothes and replace it by a new one. So the body dies one day, and the body takes another body, the spirit takes another body after the death. So we can say that we have no death, we are immortal in the sense of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, or in the sense of the Vaidantic Shastra, we are immortal. So we have to perform well-being works, that is works which are done for the well-beings of humanity, not any caste, not any creed. The body dies one day, and the spirit is freed from the body, and it takes another corporeal body, and in this way it is transferred again and again, and age after age, years after years. This transformation is a continuous process. It has neither start nor end. We were before, and we are now, and we will be after. We have no end. Here Krishna says it, that Arjuna says to Arjuna that you and I were before, we are now, and we will be after our death. But as you are a man, you can't remember it, you can't recall it, but only I, as an impersonal entity, can remember everything. That is, I can remember the life before this life, and I shall remember the life after this life. Life after life, death after death, life after death, and death after life. It is always going on. It is tremendously endless. And here is the success of human life. You can do everything, whatever you want to do. You have two hands. You can perform well-being works for the human beings with the help of these hands, and you can also perform villainous work with this body and hand. No one will prevent you. No one will prevent you. Whatever you want to do, you can do. But the result is preserved. It will be fruitful. It will come into existence, come to pass in the life after life, in the life after death. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita always teaches Arjuna that you have to be greedless. You have to perform the word without any result, without any greed and fear. And this is the work in the true sense of the work. This is the work where the result is not hoped. If you want result in our realistic world, if you always want result, your work will not be performed well. So Sri Krishna says that you should not want any result. If Arjuna wanted result at the time of war, at the time of throwing his arrows from the bow, he could not obtain so target. His target could have become valued in some terms, but Arjun's target was always ultimated and touched the target. There is no failure because his mind is extremely concentrated, as he does not want any result. When we want result, our mind is distracted. When a student studies for the exam and he always thinks about the result, thinks about the success, thinks about a job, his study will not be well performed. Because in this position, his mind will be diffracted in different sides. Because in the world, there are different sides in the human life. You can think many things at the same time. It is very easy, but it is very difficult to bring the mind into one thing, into one object. And here Arjun is successful. Our body dies one day, but it is correct. Our body does not die one day. It is always dying. When we become weak, become old, we feel that we are weak. Because we have begun to die already. At first we are child, then we become adolescents, then we become youth, then old, and then die. It's a continuous process. Our cells are always, some of the cells are always breaking down, and some of the cells are always being created. This is the process of this universe. Everything, a stone, an animal, whatever you observe, that there is always change. You have a cow, and you bring up the cow, and you always observe that the cow is gradually growing, and after some time the cow is gradually becoming older and older and older and dies one day. This is the process of human beings. The hills and mountains are also changing always. The Himalayas were not one time Himalayas. Here there was seas and oceans, and after lakhs of years, for some natural disaster, it has become a great mountain, which now we call the Himalaya mountain. It is adjusted with all mountains and hills and rivers and oceans and continents and countries. In all cases, you can observe that change is the process of this universe. The nature of human beings is always changing. A dacoit changes into a monk, a prophet, if he wants. In case of human beings, if the man is conscious enough, his bad character can be transformed into good character. If the man is conscious enough, but in most of the cases, most of the people are not conscious. So they remain in the same standpoint in the life, throughout the life. He cannot develop, he cannot progress one step. It is the matter of mentality. But his physical body is always changing. Only this process is vast, and we do not know the devices of this universe. Only God knows. Only Sri Krishna knows everything. He knows the past and the present and the future. When there was a time when They are human beings lived in the forest. Now we have come into the technological world, the scientific world. But Sri Krishna always knows about it. But we are wondered, we are surprised to perceive this change. But change is always being done. Thanks.